Hi everybody! Today I'm looking at the Waves plugin Clarity Vx DeReverb. It came out a couple of weeks ago and it's a one button, here's the big button, removal tool to get rid of your room sound. So if you record your instrument or voice in a bathroom or garage which has a lot of reverberation and you get that, reverb sound, how do you get rid of that if you want to use that later for your podcast or production, right? And this is a fascinating plugin, and it's also on sale. I think Waves plugins are pretty much always on sale, so get it then. And right now it's 30 bucks, pretty amazing. This looks very similar to the Clarity VX noise removal, which came out last year, and also amazing. This will take out any noise floor, fan noises, street noise through the window, stuff like that. So I love this too for the price, amazing. If you own RX by Izotope, of course you can use that, but this is a very quick solution and the algorithm is really, really good. So I like that one also, but today again, we look at the DeReverb module and also in comparison to the RX one, which has a little more bells and whistle. And I want to try this on instruments because there's a lot of YouTube videos about voice and all that kind of stuff. You can watch those and that's great. But what about us musicians getting files from a client, maybe somebody who recorded his guitar in a garage and you say, oh my God, I can't use that. It's too much reverb in your room and you can't get it recorded again, maybe, whatever. So you have to find a solution. And this is when this plugin comes in, so you can fix that bad room, okay? So I'm gonna switch over to Cubase, and we're gonna take a look at a file I prepared and try to work with that, all right? So Cubase, little session, I created an instrument, and I picked a sound. This is the ADO ukulele strummer. So this is like a pattern, and this is how it sounds dry. So you get the idea, right? So this is a very dry, in-your-face recorded ukulele. So let's have the scenario that you want a friend to record something like this, and he sends you back this file. So I added some reverb, and this is what you're getting from your friend. Right, so wow, I mean, yeah, a lot of reverb and it's the same groove, but you can hear this big room around this ukulele. So what are you gonna do now? If this is what you're getting and you have to work with this and put it into your production, right? This is why you wanna use those plugins. And here is the Clarity VX Reverb stereo plugin. And there are not too many options, right? So there is pretty much 3 settings for the AI: dialogue 1, dialogue 2, and singing. So singing is, it says, best for song vocals, best for solo vocalists, keeps the ambience and background music. Aha. So let's apply that one, right? This should work with our ukulele sound. Because I got a stereo file, I'm gonna pick, there's also 4 options. You have single stereo, double mono, double stereo, and you can have a single mono. And if you hover over this with the mouse, it's gonna tell you in the bottom, left and right channels are analyzed separately, and the stereo output width is being kept. So this doesn't change your width and the panning and whatever, but it analyzes each side and applies the algorithm. So what we're gonna do now, and this is it, here's the button, and you can move it in. You see a nice little graphic here, and the higher you go, the color changes and the more you take out, right? So we're gonna see what that does to our very reverby ukulele. So here we go, setting 0. Let's play this file. So you could hear there was a point somewhere here when it sounded really good, and the more you crank it up, it's gonna remove actually all the transients and the attack, especially of this ukulele. So you wanna maybe dial in somewhere over here, but I find it already pretty remarkable what it does. So here we go. I'm gonna find a value here in the middle, and which I think is a decent result. So maybe here, so you still have a little bit of room, but you lost all the room after the attacks, right? And so now you can actually put this into your production and add your own reverb, together with drums and bass and other things, right? Whatever you want to do. And if you want to just get a little more up, you can also do that. But you got to watch out for those transitions towards the end. Yeah, I think it's too much over here for this particular sample, right? So here's without. So, with one button, doesn't use too much CPU either. You can actually fix it. I mean, you won't get rid of everything, and it also depends on your source. But I found this quite interesting, and you can also, have a different patterns down here. Have a mono output on this. So if you want to get it down to mono, it sounds even a little drier. You can actually bounce it to a mono file. But if we keep the double stereo setting, it still sounded nice. And there's a presence switch, which tells me it restores the vocal presence values larger than 50, enhance the high end, which might help your transients, right? So let's try that too. So let's play it. Yeah, so if you crank it all the way to 100, you can hear it gives more presence on the high end, right? And yeah, so for this ukulele sound, I would keep it more on down here in this range. You can, of course, try the RX Izotope. Let's listen to that just to compare. It comes in a bundle only. You cannot get this Dereverb plugin by itself. But if you have the bundle, also in the Elements bundle, it's included in all of them. It's going to look like this. And let me bypass the clarity. So this, this is the difference to the RX, which of course is way more expensive. It's not $30. And you can do similar things with that, of course, and you have way more control because you can really go into the low mids, highs, lows. It has an auto learn function. So if I play this back, that's way too much. So here you can set the reduction. So as you can hear, you got to tweak it more, and you can dial in all those, there are 4 bands to really tweak it as you feel. I still, in comparison, I like this one almost better right now because it's one button. I quickly dial it in. I like it. Here, as you could see, I was messing around. Okay, should I do a little more? Let's try a little more on the low end. let's work on the high and without losing, you know, the transients, or still I hear some room, then I enhance the dry signal. And you know, so I mean, it's a great DeReverb plugin also, but it's again in the bundle only. And if you have the RX, great, use it, it's fine. You know, get familiar with it. The learn function is great and things like that. But if you compare it just to this one button, you know, plugin, which I think is pretty awesome for a quick fix, something you can work with. So I like them both, they're great, but again, for $30, and this one, if you don't have it in your collection, you don't need a subscription. Waves changed their minds, so you can actually get it, you know, for 30 bucks. So yeah, and they didn't send this to me. I actually bought it, you know, because I liked it. I tested it. You can test all of their plugins, I guess, for a couple of days. They function, and you can try them out, and if you like them, yeah, you buy them. So, but I think it's great also for musician working on musical context, not just voice. Great. All right. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye.